Hunter and Eric have a good game going. Looks like Hunter made the decision to push c5 a few moves ago, um, which found, really changes the position. I mean, it does shut down the our black's dark square bishop, though it does create a hole on d5. So we'll see how that decision plays out. Um, yeah, not sure if it'll be good or if it won't work out. And I thought, often in the King's Gambit, which I think this is the opening, that's where this game is from, the rook wants to stay on f1 to then work on the open f file and especially help regain the f4 pawn. So normally you have your a rook to e1 and you keep your other rook on f1. Well, all in all, it's gonna be a really good battle. So yeah, so black's still up a pawn from when they took on f4, but that f4 pawn's gonna be hard to defend. So we'll see it's white's turn now. Okay. And I like this bishop aimed at the king side, the bishop on c2 aimed at h7. But Eric's got some pretty active pieces too. So kind of my instinct tells me, it's gonna be hard, but maybe black's a little bit better here. But yeah, we'll find out. Okay, and then Jesse versus Connor. I'm guessing this was a Sicilian. So black's still up a pawn. Probably Jesse played the Smith-Morra gambit. So another position where one side is up a pawn, but then the other side has a lot of pressure, mainly in terms of open files, like open file for the queen, for the C, really the C file and the E file. Black also has the D7 pawn. It's kind of hard to decide what to do with it. If you push it to D5, it might become isolated. And at least if you leave it on D7, it's easier for black to defend. Yeah, and kind of what I expected between Alex and Abbott. The position really simplified. Even material. White's got the pig. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, I always, really like watching endgames because you can tell not only who study the endgame, but who really wants to win. It's easy to get kind of tired by the endgame and be like, well, the game's almost over. I can just play really fast and relax. But the strong players, this is kind of where they're gonna do a reset. We'll pretend like the game has started from here and take their time. Also really good to see. It looks like Abbott's really been taking his time this tournament. I know he didn't win the first round, but listen, it's gonna pay off. And I think rook b8, normally that move just looks really ugly, but I think it's good here. Just protect the pawns. And I mean, white, it's hard for the white knight to provide backup at this point. But definitely white has a slight advantage. We'll see where that goes. Okay, then we have Alexei versus Philip. Yeah, I'm guessing Alexei took a piece on d5. All right, working the pin on. Anyway, I don't want to say too much, but I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious, at this level. Maybe I wouldn't say this, at the primary level, but these players are strong. Obviously, they see the tactics. So looks like black's getting a queen, but then the rook on e1 can then take black's queen. So white's up a piece and should win. So this is definitely the clearest game out of all of them. So, we'll see what happens. Got a feeling the tide looks like it's kind of going Black's way. But again, like any mistake by Black, though, could be pretty bad. So it's very double-edged in Hunter versus Eric. And we got kind of the squeeze on against Alice and Abbott. So we'll see. I mean, I just got to decide, do I stay passive or do I need to try to get some counterplay, even if it's at the expense of a pawn or two? So that's always the question, passive defense or look for counterplay. And sometimes passive defense is the best. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, moving back to reserve. Oh, looks like it just kind of, oh. Huh. Looks like board one just started and then we have board two. It's like game's practically over. Yeah, Black has a really strong attack. Yeah, it really. Huh. Okay, but that changed really quickly. So Black was completely winning here and then missed the tactic. I mean, yeah, this is reserve. I mean, these players they've been playing for a while. You know, you're not always going to find the best move. Like, never going to criticize someone for not finding the best move. It's really about the time taken, though. I mean, Black had a completely winning position, had tons of time. I mean, game practically started. And by moving fast, I mean, you just completely destroy your chances of winning. And that's just kind of hard to see. You know, it's one thing to think a while and you don't find the best move, but it's another thing just to, blitz all the moves out, which we can see was the case. I mean, players barely used any time, both players. And White got lucky. White shouldn't have won. But because they're both blitzing, it's really a toss-up who's going to win. Yeah, like I can just see. I mean, no one wants to lose in 6 minutes. Looking at White and Patrick's game. Trying to. So yeah, whenever you look at a new position, always count the pieces first. There's no point in belaboring, a weak square. If the other person's up a queen, obviously the material is much more important than a weakness on the board. I was counting the pawns, and yeah, so it looks like everything's equal. Just yeah, kind of interesting structure. Like Black's king is a little bit open. I mean, I guess he could castle kingside, but then this file's open. So yeah, but Black also owns the center. I guess that was what was kind of bothering me. Like, why isn't White just like breaking through? And if you control the center, then it's hard for your opponent to organize their forces to then go on the side. I mean, like this bishop on a4 is nowhere close to like attacking the king, really. I mean, this diagonal a4 to e8 is very well defended by bishop on c8. And then the knights they want to jump to e5 or g5, but that's just not possible. So we'll see. So this one is a little complicated. Wow, somehow the pieces are equal. The kings are, I mean, it looks like White was totally winning, but yeah, I guess not. And then, yeah, the kings are both somewhat unhappy. Oh, it's White's move here. Well, that could be kind of a big factor. So I don't know. This one could, between Emmanuel and Mateo, could really end up either way. Okay, bishop back. All right. Yeah, and also just looking at all the players have out is queen and bishop. I feel like something went very wrong for both players. Like they've kind of made the same mistake somehow. I mean, King's wide open, no development. It's just sort of funny they kind of made the same mistake. Yeah, no, bishop b5, pretty good move, trying to take over this diagonal. Yeah, it takes the rook. I don't know. Yeah, it takes the bishop and protects the knight. So even though black's a material, the weak king just makes it really dangerous. I don't know. This could be a funny one. Really? Okay, yeah. I mean, really, I just encourage both players to really take their time here, because it seems like one wrong move could then sink your game. And like, there's no point in having 17 minutes, and then if you're lost, you know that time isn't going to help you. But yeah, knight f6 definitely looked like a good move, trying to get out some pieces. Yeah, queen d6 was going to come. You couldn't really stop it. Either queen d6 or queen f8 was going to come. Oh, pretty entertaining game. Yeah, it's too bad we can't see the openings until after the game. So definitely want to take a look, see what was going on. Yeah, KG2 makes sense. Oh, no. No, it's tough. I mean, it's part of being in reserve. Might be able to get away with that kind of stuff in primary, but in reserve, the players are going to punish you if you put your pieces in danger. You just got to learn that. All right, so white's going to win. Oh, white must have dropped that bishop. Nah, I mean, honestly, I think if you're in reserve, don't want to, I mean, I feel like you're too good to be dropping pieces, to be honest. Like, and I think that's all the more reason to be in reserve, because now your opponents are good enough. They're going to punish you for that. Cannot be putting pieces in danger. And unfortunately, well, I guess you could look at it from either fortunately or unfortunately. Putting your pieces in danger, the only way to really, I think, to stop that is just by practice. Like, everyone knows, like, you know, don't put your queen where it can be taken. But to actually have that happen in a game, it just takes practice, like playing a lot of games. And then maybe a small part of it is also just like attention, you know, making sure you're really focused on the game, you're not playing too fast, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, I would say white's winning here, but they're down a piece. So I don't know. We'll see. You know, the center did sort of clear out. He got the e pawn, so maybe he can take advantage of the king. Yes. Checkmate. I don't know. I feel like reserve. You all need to step it up a little bit. Seen a few games where players are just hanging pieces. And I feel like y'all can play better than that. Looks like everyone's playing kind of fast. What game was that? Oh, I was looking at this game. Yeah, a lot of games just seem like really lopsided. I don't know. Just my observation. I feel like I've seen better from reserve. And it's all the same players. So, all right, primary. Primary is always fun. Bit of a mixed bag. Not sure what you're gonna get. All right, we got the typical, yeah, opening up the king side. All right. Got a pretty complicated game over here, Jacob and Yonatan. I think Magnus had a similar position, one of his games a few weeks ago. Yep, I've seen this position also in like a Magnus game. So this is round 3. Good, good, good. Yeah, I mean all the openings look good, guys. All right, let's go back to the quad. Yeah, really, I don't know. I encourage everybody to really just take your time. Yeah. All right. All right. See this end game. What actually happened? So I definitely feel like Black had to go from passive defense to more active defense. All right. She missed. Well, I don't know. Maybe she did on purpose, but White could have taken here and then forked on d6. But actually, maybe White saw that and decided I'd rather just keep the pressure on. So that kind of makes sense too. No. Gotta get active. What do I say about a6? I don't know. I feel like you see a move like a6, you gotta look for a better move. Like, yeah, I get it. The knight's attacking it. You want to free up your knight, but I mean, knight d6. Like, you're just encouraging them to find a good move. And this should be totally losing. So, yeah, I was like, gotta go here. Okay. Then at least you have a chance. I mean, your own knight is also kind of close. Maybe it can help you out. And like, right, it's a draw. So, all right. Tough game, Abbott's got a couple tough end games. So definitely take a look at those. Just trying to figure out where to go next. All right, White. Oh, White already won. Okay. All right. One sec. Oops. Nice. So Hunter's really taking his time here. It's up a piece, right? Nah, dang, he's down the exchange. I feel like though this is the most time I've seen Eric Wang take, so that's an accomplishment for Hunter right there. Yeah, it's a really complicated position. All right, he's gonna sack another exchange. Yeah, I mean the bishops could become strong. We'll see. Now this is a really, really good game. I definitely want to take a closer look. Yeah. All right, this one. So Black's still up a pawn. I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. Looks pretty close. Connor going in for some tactics. Knight a3. I assume that was an empty square. So let's see what. Okay, okay. getting interesting, y'all. It's getting interesting. So man, there's so many captures in the position. And knowing Connor, he's gonna be looking at every single one. So we can kind of watch both games simultaneously, the Hunter game and the Jesse game. All right, so Eric took with the queen, made after maybe 15 seconds of thought. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it's the right choice, but I don't know. I can't figure much out after 15 seconds. Definitely want to, well, all right. What did the white do? I didn't even see. Who knows? Did he go queen c4? I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, you got to go here. Yeah, this is no bueno. Yeah, everything simplifies, and this should be winning for black. All right, I do want to see what Connor does here. Oh boy, it's gonna take a while. It's a good thing, but so maybe if you're watching, try decide what you would do as black, and then I will harshly judge each move. No, this is, obviously. All right, yeah, that looked like a good move. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely harder, obviously, playing and like just sitting at home commentating. So definitely give the players a lot of credit. It's who knows how many months it's been, playing tournaments online when I'm sure everybody wants to get back in person. You get to face your opponent over the board and watch them suffer. That's something definitely is missed. But it'll get better. And in the meantime, this is pretty cool too. We've seen a lot of battles. All right, so the point was e5, really interesting move. If he had taken the pawn, then that is a very bad move. Pawn takes knight, and if queen takes knight, bishop h7 wins the queen. I'm sure that's what Connor saw and what Jesse was planning. Even if black didn't fall for the trap, they traded knight for a bishop first. Yeah, I mean things are about to open up. Looks like an interesting move. So we'll come back here because yeah, I feel like it's gonna be kind of slow going. Yeah, all right. So primary, they were kind of in the opening when we left them. But see, like, all right, primary, come on. I mean, I'm still looking at the times, and it's like no reason to lose in 5 minutes. Here we go. Got a good game here. All right, it seems kind of fast to have already played like 20 moves or 25 moves, but whatever. Pretty good game. Double rook ending. Black's up 3 pawns. Okay. Should be winning for black, but a double rook ending can be tricky. Sometimes the rooks can create trouble, distract the opponent, and then it's tough. And then it's tough to like queen the pawns. All right, looks like black may be in a little bit of trouble here. Okay. Somebody up a piece here. Yeah, looks like white's up a piece. In primary though, being up a piece doesn't necessarily count for too much. Like that's kind of the thing. Like you can definitely like make a comeback in primary, being down a piece, even a rook in some cases or more. But then you get up to reserve and it's like you're gonna most likely lose if you're down a piece. And definitely by future masters, your chances of surviving go way, way down if you're down a piece. So I feel like that just kind of teaches you like to be a little more careful and make sure you don't hang your pieces. All right. Anyways, you never know where my rants are going to go from day to day. So I guess that's the rant. But I feel like you should couple that, not just hanging pieces. I mean, whatever. We all hang pieces sometimes, but if you're taking 10 seconds on a move and hang a piece, I mean, that's just on you, I gotta say. So anyway, got a pretty good game here. Sheldon and Huron. I believe they've played before. Had some good battles. Nice Italian structure. And one thing we don't often see is, expanding on the queen side. See where it goes. Oh man, now Huron is moving fast. I don't know. Y'all know something's going on today if like Huron is moving really quickly. Again, like I've been encouraging everybody, take your time. Especially, a move like that. You're not sure if you want to take or leave it there. So I don't know. All right, well, maybe Huron has somewhere to go today. I don't know. But well, we'll see where the game goes. All right. Yeah, I'm just a little surprised to see very lopsided games. Yeah, I guess board 1 took their time, but like board 2 and 3, players are barely using any time at all. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, White's just winning, and I don't know. All right. Yep. All right. See what round is this for reserve? Wow, man, these guys are just burning through clock today. Dang. Well, one player I can always count on to take his time, Connor Wang. Oh, interesting. I thought he might do bishop takes knight, trying to ruin the pawns, but he liked his bishop. Definitely makes a lot of sense. And I mean, that's, kind of complex decisions we're going for. Should Black have traded their bishop here and open up White's king? Or is the bishop worth more than the knight and is working really well on this diagonal? Wait, how did he win the piece? Alana, were you watching this game? Okay. Okay. All right, I'm counting, right? Yeah, Black's up a piece. Yeah, this game finished. Well, okay. Well, I think Black should win this one, barring something going very wrong. Trying to see. That's right. So kind of one of the most interesting. Actually, both of these. Oh, looks like McAllister. Okay, good. She's able to make it to the game. McAllister, definitely up and coming. It's kind of her first year of competitive play in tournament chess. So I taught her how to play last year. So really good to see progress she's making. Looks like maybe White caught her in some kind of trap or something went wrong. The king was, going out in the open, but, it's okay. I guess White's king can't castle either. And then the game remains really close in Sheldon versus Huron. Whose turn is it? All right, Black's turn. All right, go to a better spot. Okay, so it's Huron's turn. Yeah, needs to come up with a plan here. Yeah, bishop h4. See him do that move before. So yeah, pretty cool move. Let's see. All right, Sheldon gets him with the skewer, yeah. Pretty good looking skewer. There we go. Chair is now fixed. Okay. Uh-oh, McAllister. The king wants to be in the middle only towards the end of the game. If you have your king out in the open when there's still a lot of pieces left, easier to attack it and checkmate it. That is cool. All right. Kieran still got those bishops. I don't know though. All right, let's see how Connor and Jess or the reserve start yet. Okay, so reserve, I'm guessing is gonna start soon. Was there still a game? Okay, that's what I figured. So let's just sit on Connor and Jesse's game. But I don't know. Maybe the time could make things interesting. Though I think, 8 minutes still a ton of time. Yeah, looks like Black will win. Hmm. All right, so we're entering the final round. Don't get discouraged if the games haven't been going the way you wanted them to go. It's your last game. You can go all out, take as long as you want, and it's going to be over. So use this opportunity to at least finish strong. I will say it seems just compared to a lot of the other tournaments of these I've seen, seems like there's a little more. I don't know. Guess you could call it. I'll just put it this way. A lot more hanging pieces today. Players leaving pieces in danger and just playing really fast. So let's try to clean that up. All right, make sure you put yourself in the best shape for the states coming up and for nationals, and then for I'm sure hopefully towards the end of this year we'll be back to in person and all the normal tournaments and stuff. So you want to just keep practicing, even if that's not what's going on right now. We don't have a lot of events, but we will. And good to see, Jesse's still playing hard. I mean, hey, Black's now down to 6 minutes. You start to get a little nervous. Want to at least be aware of your time. So yeah, something's wrong with my chair. I don't know. Yeah, you see Connor start to like move a little bit faster. Like I don't need to, he doesn't need to find the perfect place for the rook, just good enough. I was just, thinking about my brother who's a freshman in high school, and he's been waiting, years to finally be able to play football. Then of course, he wasn't able to play this fall, but he still kept in shape. He was working out, in a friend's garage pretty much every day, lifting weights, running, keeping in shape, even though there was no guarantee there was going to be a season this year. And then now, literally yesterday, they had their first football practice, and all that conditioning paid off. So I feel like it's the same way with chess. Even though there's probably for most of you, there's no in-person events, sure it's very disappointing and stuff. You still want to keep in shape, use what you have, use these tournaments to still be strong and play your best and get better. Take your time. Then you'll be ready for when things get better. So yeah, I mean, not a lot of change in the Jesse and Connor game. I think Black's still very comfortable in terms of position, but really in the time we've been watching, we've seen Connor's time go from 8 minutes to 4. So maybe there's an opening, or at least an opportunity. All right, let's check out. I'm sure reserve has began, and then we'll go back because it's interesting. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's been waiting for this matchup. Figure out what opening. I guess a Scotch, and then the queen went here. Oh yeah. Scotch game. Knights traded. Queen f6, e5, queen b6. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see. Guessing French or Caro-Kann. All right, yeah. Yeah, I don't see any like decisive results yet. It all looks another kind of closed position over here. Yeah, okay. Um, so let's take a look at the game between Liam and Emmanuel. So the position is very closed, meaning the pawns are not able to capture or advance. They're just sort of facing off on the in the center, the E pawn and the D pawn. And so what that means is that there's not going to be a lot of hand-to-hand combat right away. None of the pieces are even attacking each other. Like we're not going to count like queen and the knight because it's well defended. You'd never trade your queen for a knight anyway, in most cases. So you have to like you can play slowly, take your time to put each piece to its best square and come up with a more like long range plan. Yeah, like normally I wouldn't recommend moves like h5 or h4 because it weakens the king, but there's really no way for either side to take advantage of those weaknesses. Like how is black gonna attack white's king? It's impossible right now. And black doesn't have to worry about castling. Like black could castle, but they don't have to because how is white gonna attack black's king? All the avenues are closed. So you can play slowly. Whereas in a game like board five, you cannot play slowly. Everything is wide open. There are pieces under attack. I mean, black got a nice fork, and maybe that'll be winning. But white has a lot of activity, and white's also down actually a lot of pieces. But we'll see. My point is like there's immediate threats, and so you can't really just take your time and move your pieces to good squares. Like you have to acknowledge your opponent's threats and figure out how to stop them. Oh, so white was able to get a nice center here. Huh, how'd that happen? Huh, well, really like white's position. Oh, black doesn't have any weaknesses really. Oh, it was white's turn? Dang. All right, that's a good fork. So white should win here. Or white should be up here, I should say. Sorry. So white should be up, and we'll see though. Okay. Okay, so Connor's down to 2 minutes. See the end of this game, and then we can go on to a different game. So I mean, I still think Jesse like took his time here. I mean, you know, seems like he did. Yeah, I mean G3, he played it to protect the knight, so now it does weaken that diagonal. Yeah, it's kind of the only thing he could do here. All right, but I'm guessing there is some kind of increment here, so Connor can gain some time. So increment is every time you move, you gain, let's say 5 seconds or whatever. And that way, like, even if you get low on time, there's still like ways to come back from that. All right, Connor got the pig. If you don't know what a pig is, look it up. All right, and that should decide the game. All right, great game, guys. Oh, I forgot. Huron. All right, looks like Huron was, tried, but down me too many pieces at this point, so I think White's gonna win. Not to say Black should just give up, but I definitely place my bets on White. Hmm? All right, we in reserve. Mm-hmm. And was the Ottman? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, guys. Like, seen a lot of stuff. Like we saw this exact same fork in the game between Atman and Iden. I mean, both of these players are really, really good. Like I've seen them play a lot. These players I don't know as much, but I mean, if you're on board too, you're obviously doing pretty well. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like by reserve, you can't be missing, one move tactics like that. And you know what? If you are, then get a tactics book and solve puzzles. Even just 5 minutes a day will make like a huge difference. I mean, I know one player, I think it's Hunter in Future Masters. He does like 100 puzzles a day or something. And not everybody can commit to that. That's fine. But I mean, he's in Future Masters, and I haven't seen him, you know, fall into any tactical traps lately. So yeah, and he's found some really nice tactics. Yeah, White in Evan's game, pretty interesting because like Evan's up a bishop, but his pieces aren't really active. And, it's hard to see what White can do though at the same time. So I don't know about that one. This all right, board one's like totally crazy. We have piece. So this is like the opposite of that close position where you can play slow. On board one, this is a wide open position. There's not really a lot of pawns, and well, there's no pawns in the center, and you have to really like calculate each move carefully and look at all the threats. Like both players have some pretty big threats here. And whose turn is it? It's Black's turn. Yeah, so it looks like White's used a lot of time. Very good. Looks like Black's using time as well. All right, he goes for the castle. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe White was anticipating that and they had that move ready. Sure. So yeah, I mean Queen A8 was played quickly, but he could have been anticipating that move. Like had it planned in advance and stuff. So kind of hard to say. So this is reserve, right? Where's Mateo? You get a buy? Oh, dang. Oh, this is round four. Uh, Yeah, that's unfortunate. I feel like Mateo's a pretty tough player. I think if he had one more game, he would have had an opportunity. Mm. Oh well. And all right, White went back to F3. I don't know. I mean, I guess it didn't really work out for White. But look, White took their time. I mean, sometimes you just don't find the best moves. But at least if you think about it, you give yourself the chance to. Mhm. Hmm. Gotta say, y'all play some weird stuff. All right, looks like White should win. This game between Liam and Emmanuel is interesting because, like, it's a bishop for the rook, but then the knight on h8 can't escape. Okay, very good move. Very good move. Trying to get the knight on h8. Ah, but White was a little better. Knight takes g6. See what Black does. Does White's idea work? Is there a refutation? Yeah, that's the thing. And then when the king takes the knight, that's trying to escape. The white rook can take Black's undefended knight. Yeah. Now White should win on board 6. One over here. There's some crazy stuff happening. Somehow we have even material on board 1. Oh my goodness. Y'all doing too much. But yeah, unsafe kings. White has no development. But Black also kind of has no development. If you look at the corners here, knight and rook in the corner, knight and rook in the corner. Black has to keep on deciding when to take this rook, if at all. Whose turn is it? It's White's turn. Okay. White has a lot of choices to make as well. Thought maybe White could have gone instead of queen, like after queen a8 check, maybe queen b7 to like pin the pawn to the king, and then the king could have taken on d6, but then the king is wide open. Yeah, castling. White's like, enough of this nonsense. I'm gonna castle. My rook gets captured, but now I can go after Black's king. Looks like White's gonna go for the win here. Okay. Doing a couple of checks. And then I'm just looking at board 2. I mean, it's a little unfair to say. I mean, blocks up a piece, so he controls the play. But White's king may have some big problems. I don't know. This is board 1. Yeah, Black's weak king. That's kind of been the story here. But hey, Black's still up a rook, so you have to respect the rook. Yeah, I'm excited about future Masters final game. Just want to make sure I don't miss that. Oh, well. All right, we got some drama. So, yeah, what I figured. So Eric's in the lead, 2-0. Connor and Alice have 1.5. Then we have a few ones. Then, yeah, the rest. So, okay, so a draw won't really be good enough. Alice really needs to win. And then if Connor wins, we would have a share. And then I guess if Eric and Alice draw and then Connor wins, he'd also share. Pretty sure Connor needs to win to then, yeah, have any chance of getting a first place. Okay, but yeah. Yeah, Abbott was able to catch Philip, and it's an opening trap in the Goring. So definitely, Philip, take a look at that trap. Hey, sometimes you fall for opening traps. I mean, it happens. Well, your opponent still has to win. So anyway, yeah, I was like, Abbott, don't on the song. Gonna get pinned. Now D5 was a good move though. All right. Yeah, all very strong players today. A couple of new faces, at least to me. But yeah, everyone's pretty strong. Yeah, everyone's over 1,000. I mean, except Alexi, but like we all know he's really strong. So yeah, he's been practicing really hard. Jesse versus Hunter, always a good match. I guess this was some kind of French. What were we doing? Oh yeah, okay. I gotta see this wild one. Huh? White to move? All right. Okay, board 1, white to move. What would you do? Oh, white's getting a little bit low on time. Okay. So good to see them taking their time. So I'll keep their time into account. Yeah, throw in a check and that should do it. Yeah, and then you can take the queen. All right. Great game, guys. That was a very entertaining game. I know it's still not over, but I mean, yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Keep going, McAllister. Just think of it all as practice. Right. I mean, I don't know. It's online rating. I mean, I don't think they use these for any kind of qualifying anything. So just think of it as practice. Just enjoy playing chess. It's like White lost the piece back. Okay. Hmm? Hmm? Mo. Okay, yeah. So White won a queen, and yeah, White won on board one. Yeah, I mean, we've already, I guess, spent a lot of time on that game, so don't want to really go back to that. Got a 3 rook game. Okay, it's kind of interesting. Even got a back rank mate, and nice checkmate here. All right, good game. Man, Abbott got another end game. Whew. All right, so I feel like everyone's mostly focused on Eric and Alice. 6 pawns each. Wow, and for maybe the only time in history, somebody has more time than Eric. So hey, maybe it's a sign Eric's, taking his time now, and hey, good to see. What's today? Sunday. So White to move. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I was looking. Yeah, Hunter was in a little bit of trouble under the pin. So yeah. All right, Alexi and Connor. You know, sort of in the game. All right, here comes the pig. Good to see White going for activity here. Down a pawn. Now you got junky queenside pawns. So you gotta be active here. Hmm? Duh. There you go. You start pushing black back. So black is thinking, all right, put up kind of a passive structure now, but I am up a pawn, no weaknesses. So what are you gonna do? Okay, definitely keep an eye on this one. Yeah, I mean, this F3 move is nice to blunt the power of the bishop. Without that, you could definitely see some problems. And Hunter's in a really uncomfortable position. So he may have the toughest battle. I mean, this battle's pretty tough too for white. I don't know. I'm looking at the times here. Look, guys, tons of time. Both players have more than half an hour. Take 5 minutes, y'all. Come up with a plan, or just rest. Now that the game has entered a new phase, the end game. Don't try to just like get it over with. I mean, then you're just gonna lose. I feel like, and then you're just gonna feel bad and wish you had another chance. Man, so many games like that where I just wish I could go back. Like literally, right as the game ends, it's like, dang, should have been. If I could just go back. So, all right, having a lot of fun watching. Really, all these games. Nothing's decisive yet. Oh, yeah, let's go back to reserve. I wanted to see reserve pick it up a little. I feel like, I don't know, there are pieces hanging all over the boards. Oh, they're all done. Okay. All right. It's the end of the game, right? Yeah, round 4. All right. Well, anyway, congrats to the winners. It's like Benjamin, very strong. He's played a lot of tournaments. Ian, how many points did he have? Hmm? Oh, okay. Okay. But see, it's funny because I guess primary started after reserve, so I guess it kind of makes sense they finished later. But all right. Ooh, Edwin kind of putting the hammer down on Kyler, but Kyler played a great tournament. Congrats. And congrats, obviously, to Edwin as well. Ooh, interesting pawn ending or knight ending here. But probably white should win. Mm-hmm. Turn. Huron's turn. Yeah, I think Huron's played this player before. Forget the result, but looks like White's doing well. Well, you never know. Nice works for Black. Nice. The works are nice. All right. Oh, whose turn is it? White's turn. All right. Board 5. White to play. Yeah, he found the checkmate. That's tough. I think Santiago played pretty well this tournament. He has a brother, I think an older brother. So, all right, Santiago. Thought you did well. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Oh, okay. My bad. Never mind, Santiago. I was thinking of something else. But yeah, I think, it seemed like, it was a tough tournament, but I've been looking at your moves, and I mean, the games have been pretty close. Like, I mean, just look at this one. It was just kind of one move that ended in checkmate. So definitely seeing a lot of good things. All right, McAllister, hang in there. There's always chances for stalemate. I mean, you're playing some really good players. Most of the players are older and have a lot more experience. So just hang in there. Okay. Yeah. Dang. All right. Good game on board 4. Yeah, Jesse still got an advantage. But okay. Top 2 boards, it's remained close. Black stole a pawn, as some of my students say it. But I like White's activity. All right, Eric, taking his time. I like it. So it doesn't matter what I like, but I think it's making your play a lot stronger. So yeah. And for one of the first times, I think I have to say to your opponent, you want to slow down a little, only use 4 minutes. It's a very complicated position where White has a lot of threats. All right. Just take your time. It's cool. All right, Queen's got traded. Yeah, I don't know. I like the pawn, so I kind of like black here. But I think it's still pretty close. Yeah, and then Connor Alexi, I'm not sure. Looks like Alexi's also slowed down, so good to see. Good to see. Yeah, Hunter hanging in there, but man, it's an ugly position. Ugly. Hold up. Yeah, really in every section, I gotta say, a lot of players just Leaving your pieces in danger. I mean, nothing just hurts you more than that. Yeah, I think it's 90% just practice playing games. You just see the board better and so on. And then the other 10% is just paying attention. Not just like whipping out a move, but you know, making sure. Like I really don't think a teacher can teach you not to hang your pieces. Just something that takes practice. Playing games. That's all. I don't know. For some reason, just seeing a lot of that today. I don't know. Not sure if it's an issue with attention or what. Playing too quickly. Who knows? All right, so keep our eyes on board 3. But I feel like the real drama is going to be boards 1 and 2. What about these guys? You guys, a couple games still happening. All right. Oh, I guess Black was able to make a comeback here. And other games have finished. Yeah. I mean, look, no matter what section you're in, I mean, everyone here wants to play competitive tournament chess. So everyone here, you got to assume is pretty good. There are no free victories. Oh, wow. Maybe I didn't realize White's king was so fast. How did that happen? Huh. Yeah, I don't know if what Black did made much difference there. I don't know. All right, looks like we're gonna have a draw then on board 2, since you cannot checkmate with a king and a knight. Impossible. And then we should be done. No, but really cool to see Kyler Wang. He hasn't been playing that much and did so well today. Yeah, and then Edwin Liu. It's pretty good. All right. Anyway, why are we sitting here? Okay, so that game's a draw. So back to the drama. So remember, Eric Wang has perfect 2 points. Alice and Connor have 1.5. So that's kind of what it's like in the race for first. And I think Alexio's 1, so he can't tie for first or anything. Yeah, so Eric's managed to take over the C file. And any progress Black makes is going to be kind of slow because you have 4 pawns against 3 on the king side. But then to get the pawns going is a little bit slow. You don't want to get them going too quickly because then they're going to be taken. So that has to be taken into account. So yeah, it's going to rain. All right, so we might be kind of sitting here for a while. Just, uh, man, I remember, you know, if you think about in-person tournaments, just waiting around for your kid to finish. Uh, see, board two. Okay, so like I said, I kind of prefer black on board one, but only slightly because of their extra pawn. And then on board two, I think I also like black. I feel like their pieces, well, they have the two bishops against a bishop and a knight. And their bishops aren't blocked by a pawn, like black's bishop is. I mean, like white's bishop on b2 is blocked by the d pawn, which is kind of annoying. Okay, bishop b4, trying to use those bishops. I don't know, Alice, you need to slow down. I mean, you got a nice position, but one careless move could throw it all away. I mean, maybe like this is not a reaction to the move. I have no idea if rook d8's a good move. I can't figure that out in 20 seconds. So I've gone on this rant before, so nothing personal or anything. Just I feel like you can't really figure things out in 15 seconds. So unless you have, if unless you're low on time, I would weigh each move carefully. Really surprised White didn't go for like rook c7 or rook c6 here, or instead of bishop c3. Yeah, now it's pretty easy for black to keep all the pawns under control and just have an extra pawn. Yeah, I don't like how this went at all for Eric. But he was taking his time, and just sometimes you don't find the best move. Yeah, so I think so. Connor went a3, but not really looking at what black's trying to do. Yeah, this was the idea. Man, I can already tell this board one game is gonna make me mad. Just in terms of, I don't know, playing quickly, it robs yourself of, really understanding a position. There's well, anyway, let's see how the game develops. Yeah, and just looking at board two, so white had to take back with the pawn. Or if you take with the knight, then bishop takes rook. If you take with the queen, then bishop takes knight. So black has succeeded in messing up white's pawn structure. So really like this for white. Really like this for black. Why can't I say the colors correct? So yeah, I've seen this a couple times in this tournament, like a move like a3, where it just kind of feels like you don't know what to do, so you're just gonna like get your opponent to show you. It's I feel like Connor should have. I don't know. You don't want to make that a habit. Like, try to figure out what your opponent's trying to do. And I don't know. A3 just didn't feel right. All right. Peeking at Jesse and Hunter's game. Yeah, that D pawn has stayed there. It's been very stubborn. Yeah. Go back and forth. You know what's funny? I don't know if Future Masters has ever been the last section to finish. So like they start first, but then they have less games, but their games are also a lot longer. So they should finish last, you would think. But we've had some Future Masters where everyone just plays as fast as they can and the section ends after like 2 hours. And that's, not good. So good to see them finish last. Okay, I was just at Jesse, but okay. I guess, yeah, Hunter played f5 to not allow queen f6. It just looks so, ugh, so weakening. But hey, maybe he had to do it. Yeah, no, this is looking very good for white. Now I know Jesse and Hunter. They've definitely played before. I think Hunter beat Jesse. Not entirely sure, but yeah, really good players, and yeah, I definitely would expect a battle just like this. Okay, I understand simplifying, but I like that knight. Though I think white should still be winning. All right, but we'll go to the smaller view so like you can see all the boards. So one thing to point out, notice white, what's it called? Black's pawns are all on light squares. So that's actually not what you want to do. And then the opponent has a dark square bishop. Like it may kind of make sense because it's like, well, if they're on light squares, then the bishop cannot attack them. But the problem is you're giving the bishop total freedom to move. Which is not good. You actually want to put your pawns on the same color to try to restrict the bishop. So that's a little ugly. For example, it's very hard for black now to advance their pawns. So I don't know. Yes, no. Let's see. Man, still a really tough middle game fight on board 2. I still like black. Still like black here on board 1. Like black on board 2. Am I gonna like black on board 3? Yeah, no, a tough miss by Jesse, dropping the pawn. Obviously, well, I mean, obviously the players see this. If rook takes queen, either here or there, what's it called? Rook e1 is checkmate. So you cannot take the queen. So that's why, yeah, you gotta just sometimes hang in there. You know, like I said, f5 was one of the ugliest moves I've seen this tournament. But hey, now it's black who's up a pawn. even though his own king has a lot of problems. But hey, that's tactics. Remember Hunter? I said he did at least 100 tactics a day. Maybe he's up to like 500 now. He saw that tactic. Both players, plenty of time. I mean, look, sometimes you don't see everything. I don't know. To be honest, I still kind of like white just because Black's king is so bad. So, yeah. All right, we have liftoff. Pawns are exchanged. I mean, yeah, the knight's totally dominated by the bishop, but still has a space to go. These black pawns are bad. Yeah, I always want to be careful before just pushing pawns because you leave some weaknesses. Well, did Connor not see that? What happened? Maybe he couldn't protect it. I don't know. Wow, this would be a big win for Alexei. No, he was the lowest player. Well, lowest rated. I should say. Doesn't always mean the weakest player, but yeah, he's playing really well this tournament. It's good. Forget what happened over here. I think Eric could have somehow played h4 to block that pawn. Hmm. I don't know. It was definitely a mistake to have that knight on c8. How'd that happen? Huh. All right. Very tough end games on boards 1 and 3. Yeah, Hunter's doing a good job defending his king from any kind of checks or, you know, 7th rank invasions. And then Connor's got to be feeling a little nervous against Alexei. So good. Great to see, guys. 3 really, tough fought games. This is what I was expecting to see. All right. Hmm? Yeah. Okay, good game, board 3. I know, right? Looking at board one. It's a game right here. Both sides have plenty of time. All right. All right, back to this position. I feel like Alice is maybe thinking like, Connor looks like he's in trouble. So if Alice wins, you get first place. Yeah, to be honest, I think she could have taken a little more time, make sure to really calculate this out. But yeah, I think there were a couple ways to proceed. Yeah, triangulation was one way, but this looks like it also works. Hope she calculated this out. I was calculating it as well. And as we can see, it's kind of close. Got to make sure. But yeah, this should do it. So good to see, Alice slowed down at that moment a little. I think maybe it's could have taken more time, but whatever. Still slowed down and tried to find the best way forward. And Eric really slowed down as well. He's not going to win this one, but yeah, put up just a really great game. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of tough lessons today. A lot of players might be sitting at home thinking, I didn't get the result I wanted today. So try to learn. I mean, whenever you're struggling, first place you should always go is your own games. Be honest with yourself about what your mistakes are. Yeah, and just we see Alice just sack the queen for the pawn, and then she's got the other pawn to queen. Um, yeah, but just be honest with yourself. Like, was I really, taking my time today? Really giving it 100% effort? Be honest about, your weaknesses. Like, yeah, I really haven't been, doing my puzzles and, stuff like that. All right, we see Alice put the finishing touches on this game. Yeah, just pin the king to the, back rank essentially and win. All right, so we're left with now Connor and Alexi. Okay, so it looks like all right, we're done. All right, congrats for Alice at the very least. She'll tie for first. Always want to encourage girls in chess. It's just not a lot of girls in chess, so very encouraging. Good game both players. Yeah, I mean, I think pawn ending definitely, well, nearly positive it was going to be winning for black, so probably shouldn't have happened if white could have avoided it. All right, so now we're left with Connor and Alexei. Yeah, it looks like, Alexei slowed down, and look at that. Your results are much better. Your moves are much better, so that's good to see. All right, Queen G5 to lend some defense over to the king side. Very, very logical. Yeah, it's been fun. Well, really watching, all four games. I mean, I know it didn't really go the way Abbott wanted. If he, taken time to play G3, this game might have been, extremely different. So tough loss. Really tough loss for a few players. Just thinking about another game similar to Jesse and Hunter, where yeah, you got to recognize like you can't give your opponent any moves, well, I mean they have to move, but like any time to like get their own ideas going. You either got to keep them in check or keep them responding to your threats, because if they have even just one move to do something, they're going to go after you and get you. Sometimes, it's hard to kind of sense the rhythm of the game. Like, when can I take my time and put together a 4-move plan versus when do I need to just keep on making threats? And I mean, grandmasters, I mean, they face the same, types of questions, though at a higher level, where maybe they have to look ahead or understand the position better to know that rhythm. Whereas in, a game like Jesse and Hunter, you can kind of solve it out right there and figure it out. If my opponent has any time, they're going to get me first. Right, Alexei settling into a settling for a moderate think, moderately long think. I don't know if it's qualifies as long yet. Been thinking for a few minutes about probably about how to continue the attack here. He's also up a pawn as well, so maybe thinking like, don't have to attack. I could just try to go for the end game where I'm up a pawn and have a better pawn structure. Lots to think about, and playing, one of the best players we have here. Maybe black or white can kind of be thinking like, well, if black is really wrapped up in the attack, then they might not be prepared to meet my pieces in like the center or the queen side, because they'll be all the way over there. So that's what he can like sort of like hope for, I guess. What's the F6? Huh. See where he was going. Yeah, I mean, look, Alexei spent a lot of time on this move, but it was a bad move. lost a piece. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely given maximum effort. It's just about working on your tactics. That's just a tactical mistake. But I'm really glad to see, the effort though. Kind of sounds corny, like, well, as long as you tried your best. But I mean, it is good to see, players take their time, really looking for the best move. Hmm? Yeah, I mean, I was expecting, instead of f6, just knight f4. Yeah, I think that was the way to go for sure. Or maybe try to get the rooks in the game. Maybe try to do some kind of rook lift. That would have been good also. So yeah, no, it's not really that great. That bishop was very nice. So definitely, yeah, things are trending in White's direction. Okay, sounds good. We'll see what happens, but we'll stop here. All right, thanks everyone for playing, and it's been a lot of fun.